If you're on LinkedIn right now, grinding away at networking and job applications, you might be wondering if there's a better way to find work in the age of AI. Well, I've been deep in the research on this topic for weeks, and here's what shocked me. Sam Altman just announced OpenAI is building a LinkedIn competitor that could completely change how we think about careers. And the timing? It's launching mid-2026, which means we need to talk about this now. Welcome back to bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts. Click the newsletter link in the description for weekly analysis delivered straight to your inbox. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through everything OpenAI just revealed about their new AI-powered jobs platform, what it does, how it works, and most importantly, what it means for your career. We're talking AI-driven job matching, built-in certifications, and a system that could help millions of people adapt to the AI revolution. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to prepare for this shift, and whether you should be paying attention. Let's start with what Sam Altman actually announced, because this is way bigger than just another job board. The big announcement. In early September 2025, Sam Altman stood up at a White House tech industry dinner and dropped a bombshell. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, is building a brand new jobs platform. Not a side project, not an experiment, a full-scale LinkedIn rival. Now I know what you're thinking, another tech CEO trying to disrupt everything, but here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about posting jobs and uploading resumes. OpenAI is building something fundamentally different, and they're calling it the OpenAI Jobs Platform. According to their official blog, this platform will have knowledgeable, experienced candidates at every level, and it's going to use AI to find what they call perfect matches between what companies need and what workers can offer. Think about that for a second. Not keyword matching, not algorithms scanning for buzzwords. We're talking about ChatGPT-level artificial intelligence analyzing skills, understanding context, and making intelligent connections. TechCrunch confirmed the news, reporting that OpenAI is developing an AI-powered hiring platform to connect businesses and employees. And here's the kicker. This is being led by Fidji Simo, OpenAI's CEO of Applications and the former CEO of Instacart. They're not playing around here. They've put serious leadership behind this initiative, and the platform is expected to launch by mid-2026. But wait until you hear how this thing actually works, because the technology behind it is unlike anything we've seen in the job space. How the AI matching actually works. Let me break down what makes this platform different from every other job site you've ever used. Traditional job boards are basically digital bulletin boards. You post a resume, companies post jobs, and maybe, if you're lucky, someone finds you through keyword searches. It's clunky, it's inefficient, and honestly, it wastes everyone's time. OpenAI's approach? They're using large language models, the same technology that powers ChatGPT, to actually understand what employers need and what candidates can do. Imagine you're a company looking for an AI automation specialist. Instead of hoping the right person typed automation in their profile, the AI matching engine reads between the lines. It understands context. It recognizes related skills, and it makes connections that a simple keyword search would miss. Here's a concrete example. Let's say you've taken ChatGPT courses on automation tools. The AI doesn't just see that as a random skill. It understands how that training translates to real-world job requirements. When a company posts a need for someone who can streamline workflows using AI, boom, you're matched. But this is where Fidji Simo's explanation gets really interesting. She emphasized this isn't just about matching keywords. It's about candidates being able to talk about what they offer, demonstrate it with certifications, and then having AI match them with companies that have similar needs. Think of it as having a super intelligent recruiter who actually understands both sides of the equation. And here's something I haven't seen anyone else talking about. This system is designed to work for everyone, not just tech workers, not just Silicon Valley engineers. OpenAI promises candidates at every level, from entry-level positions to senior expert roles. They're even creating dedicated tracks for small businesses, nonprofits, and local governments. Wait until you see what this means for the average person trying to break into AI. The certification game changer. Now, this next part is where OpenAI is really playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Most job platforms require you to prove your skills somewhere else. Get a degree, take external courses, build a portfolio. OpenAI said, forget all that. We're building the training and certification directly into ChatGPT. Here's how it works. There's this feature called Study Mode inside the ChatGPT app. You can take AI courses, complete interactive tests, and earn OpenAI branded certifications without ever leaving the platform. We're talking about everything from basic AI literacy to advanced prompt engineering, all assessed through tiered interactive exams. And before you think this sounds too simple to matter, consider this. OpenAI has partnered with Walmart, Boston Consulting Group, John Deere, Accenture, and Indeed to shape these certifications. These aren't random badges. Major employers are helping design the curriculum because they want to hire people with these specific skills. OpenAI has set an ambitious goal: to certify 10 million Americans by 2030. Think about the implications of that. In 5 years, millions of people could have verified employer-recognized AI credentials that they earned through their phone. But here's what really excites me about this system. Research shows that AI-savvy workers are more valuable, more productive, and get paid more than workers without AI skills. OpenAI is essentially creating a direct pipeline from training to employment. You learn prompt engineering in ChatGPT, you pass the certification exam, and that credential immediately shows up on your jobs profile where companies can verify it. The whole thing is coordinated with White House AI literacy initiatives, so this isn't just a corporate money grab. It's being positioned as a public-private effort to upskill the American workforce. And this brings us to something crucial you need to understand about why this platform exists in the first place. The AI disruption nobody wants to talk about. Let's address the elephant in the room. OpenAI's own researchers have suggested that AI could eliminate up to 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs by 2030. Read that again. Half of entry-level office jobs could vanish in the next 5 years. Now, Sam Altman and his team aren't hiding from this reality. They're confronting it head-on. Here's what they say in their official blog. AI will unlock more opportunities for more people than any technology in history, but it will also be disruptive. Jobs will look different, companies will have to adapt. At OpenAI, we can't eliminate that disruption. But what we can do is help more people become fluent in AI and connect them with companies that need their skills. This is brilliant positioning, honestly. Instead of being the villain that kills jobs, OpenAI is positioning itself as the solution that helps workers adapt. Whether you think that's genuine social responsibility or savvy PR, the practical result is the same. They're building infrastructure to help people transition into AI-augmented roles. Fidji Simo put it even more directly. She told Bloomberg, "We believe AI will unlock more opportunities, but it will also be disruptive. We can't eliminate the disruption, but we can certainly help more people become fluent in AI and connect them with companies that need their skills." Think about what that means for you personally. If you're in a role that involves repetitive tasks, data entry, basic analysis, anything that AI can automate, you need to be thinking right now about how to position yourself as someone who works with AI, not someone AI replaces. And this jobs platform is essentially OpenAI's answer to that challenge. It's not just about finding jobs, it's about preparing people for an AI-driven economy. But here's where things get really interesting from a business perspective. The Microsoft elephant in the room. Let me point out something absolutely wild about this whole situation. Microsoft is OpenAI's largest investor. Microsoft also owns LinkedIn. So OpenAI is building a direct competitor to a platform owned by their biggest backer. The irony doesn't stop there. LinkedIn was co-founded by Reid Hoffman, who was an early OpenAI investor. So we've got this tangled web of relationships where OpenAI is essentially competing with its own investors and supporters. TechCrunch called this out immediately, noting the tension this creates. LinkedIn has over 1 billion users and captures about a third of all online job advertisements. It's not some small player OpenAI can casually disrupt. It's the dominant force in professional networking. So why would OpenAI risk this relationship? Here's my take, and this is where we get into the strategic chess game Sam Altman is playing. OpenAI is transitioning from being just an AI model company to being a full-stack applications company. They're not satisfied with selling API access to developers. They want to own the entire user experience. We've seen reports that OpenAI is also working on an AI-powered web browser and a social media app. The Jobs platform fits into this larger strategy of embedding OpenAI into every aspect of digital life. Microsoft, meanwhile, is probably not thrilled about this, but they're also deeply invested in OpenAI's success. They're running OpenAI's infrastructure on Azure, they've invested billions, and they're integrating GPT models throughout their product line. It's complicated, and honestly, we might see some fascinating negotiations play out over the next year. But what does this mean for the actual user experience? Let me show you what it's actually like to use this platform. Based on everything OpenAI has revealed, here's how I envision the user experience working. You're already using ChatGPT, right? Maybe you're asking it questions, using it for work, whatever. Now imagine there's a study mode tab. You click it and you see courses on AI literacy, prompt engineering, automation tools, skills that are actually valuable in the current job market. You take a course, maybe it's interactive, maybe ChatGPT is actually teaching you through conversation. Then you take an assessment, and if you pass, you get a verified certification. This certification automatically populates your OpenAI jobs profile. Now here's where it gets cool. Instead of writing a traditional resume, you can actually demonstrate your skills. Maybe you create mini AI projects, maybe you showcase prompt templates you've built, maybe you upload short videos explaining how you've used AI in previous roles. The platform isn't just asking what you've done, it's letting you prove what you can do. On the employer side, companies can specify exactly what AI competencies they need, not vague job descriptions like AI experience preferred. We're talking specific requirements like experience fine-tuning language models, or familiarity with automation workflows. The AI matching engine then surfaces candidates who actually have those verified skills. Think about how much time this saves on both sides. Companies aren't sifting through hundreds of unqualified applications. Candidates aren't sending resumes into the void hoping someone notices them. And remember, this isn't just for tech companies. OpenAI has emphasized that small businesses, local governments, even a mom-and-pop shop could use this platform to find AI-trained talent. States like Delaware and Texas are already planning to integrate this into their workforce development programs. But before you get too excited, we need to talk about the challenges nobody's addressing. The problems nobody's talking about. Look, I'm optimistic about a lot of this, but let's be real about the potential issues. First, there's the quality control problem. If candidates are using AI to generate their profiles, create their portfolios, and even potentially take their assessments, how do we know what's real? OpenAI says their certification system will verify skills, but enforcing authenticity at scale is genuinely hard. We could end up with a platform full of AI-generated credentials that don't reflect actual competence. Second, there's the bias issue. AI systems can embed and amplify existing biases in hiring. If the matching algorithm learns from historical data that favors certain demographics, it could perpetuate discrimination at an unprecedented scale. OpenAI will need robust fairness safeguards, and frankly, I haven't seen enough details about how they plan to address this. Third, there's the network effects problem. LinkedIn is valuable because everyone is already there. Your colleagues are there, Your industry contacts are there, the recruiters are there. Convincing people to build a whole new professional network from scratch is incredibly difficult. OpenAI's advantage is that ChatGPT already has hundreds of millions of users, but converting ChatGPT users into Jobs platform users is still a massive challenge. And then there's the philosophical question: is OpenAI spreading itself too thin? They're building browser technology, social apps, job platforms, certification programs, all while trying to develop AGI. Some critics might argue this is mission drift, moving away from their core, AI research into becoming a generalist tech company. But you know what? Maybe that's exactly the point. What this means for your career. Let me get practical for a minute and talk about what you should actually do with this information. First, if you're not already developing AI literacy, start now. Whether OpenAI's platform succeeds or not, the trend is clear. AI fluency is becoming a baseline requirement across industries. You don't need to become a machine learning engineer, but you should understand how to use AI tools effectively in your field. Second, consider getting certified. When OpenAI's certification program launches, there might be first-mover advantages to earning those credentials early. If major employers like Walmart and Accenture are recognizing these certifications, they could become genuinely valuable on your resume. Third, start documenting your AI work now. Build a portfolio of projects, prompts, automations, whatever demonstrates your ability to work with AI. When this platform launches, you want to have concrete examples ready to showcase. Fourth, watch how your industry responds to this. If you're in recruiting, HR, workforce development, this could completely change your profession. Don't get caught flat-footed. And finally, remember that platforms like this create opportunities for people who adapt quickly. In 2026, there might be a brief window where being an early adopter of the OpenAI Jobs platform gives you an edge before everyone else catches on. The broader point is this: we're watching the job market fundamentally transform in real time. This isn't some distant future scenario. Mid-2026 is less than 2 years away. The bigger picture. Zoom out for a second and look at what's really happening here. Sam Altman is building an ecosystem. ChatGPT isn't just a chatbot, it's becoming a learning platform, a certification system, a job marketplace, potentially a web browser and social network. OpenAI is trying to create a one-stop shop for AI-augmented work and life. If they pull this off, you could theoretically learn skills in ChatGPT, get certified in ChatGPT, find a job through the OpenAI Jobs platform, use that job to build AI solutions with OpenAI's API, browse the web with OpenAI's browser, and network professionally through OpenAI's social app. That's an incredible amount of integration. Whether that's exciting or concerning probably depends on your perspective. On one hand, seamless integration could make these tools far more powerful and accessible. On the other hand, concentrating that much of your professional life in one company's ecosystem creates dependencies and potential risks. What I find most interesting is how OpenAI is framing this through a social responsibility lens. By coordinating with the White House and positioning this as workforce development, they're preemptively addressing criticism about AI taking jobs. Yes, AI will disrupt employment, but we're helping people adapt. It's a smart narrative that could provide political cover as they expand. And make no mistake, the stakes here are enormous. If OpenAI can capture even 10% of LinkedIn's market share, they're talking about hundreds of millions of users and potentially billions in revenue. The jobs and recruiting industry is massive, and AI-powered matching could genuinely improve efficiency. But this only works if people actually use it. So here's where we are. OpenAI is launching an AI-powered jobs platform by mid-2026. It features intelligent matching, integrated certifications, and partnerships with major employers. It's positioning itself as both a LinkedIn competitor and a solution to AI-driven job displacement. The question isn't whether this will have an impact. With OpenAI's resources and partnerships, it almost certainly will. The question is how big that impact will be and whether you're going to be ready for it. My advice? Pay attention to the beta launches, consider early adoption if you're in a field where AI skills matter, and start building your AI literacy now rather than waiting until 2026 when everyone else is scrambling. If you found this breakdown valuable, let me know in the comments what you think about OpenAI's move into the job space. Are you excited about this platform, or do you think LinkedIn's network effects make it unbeatable? I'm curious to hear your perspective. And if you want to stay updated on AI developments that actually matter for your career, make sure you're subscribed because this is just the beginning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.